Hey, all right, so this evening I have just a little bit of daylight left and I wanted to come out here and make a quick video explaining why it is that we have not uploaded a video to this YouTube channel in almost 3 years and what the plans, what the intentions are for this channel moving forward. All right, so without further ado, let's go. All right, so I have tried shooting this video about, I don't know, 3 or 4 times now. And at first I screwed up some of the settings and it didn't film right. And then shot some stuff, finally got some stuff that looked pretty good, started editing it, cutting it up, trying to put the whole story I was telling together, and wound up with a 30-minute long video and realized that is just ridiculously too long. So I'm gonna break it up into several parts of the story, and we're gonna cover one of those, the first part this evening, and then I'm gonna make some more videos in the future, shorter than a half-hour long, hopefully, and we'll cover the whole story of what Creation Bound is, how it's evolving, where it came from. But this evening, I just wanted to touch base on why it is we have not uploaded a video in almost 3 years. It's been almost 3 years. In June, 3 years since I've uploaded a video to this YouTube channel. So what's been going on? Well, short story is money. That's the whole overarching theme of the story is money, 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 and more money. I hate money. I wish we didn't need money, but we do need money. So that's put us in this kind of like catch-22 crux we're in right now. So what happened? Well, about 3 years ago now, 4 years ago almost, we started construction on the rest of our house. Originally, we bought this land in 2010. We poured a small foundation and capped it off and started living in that. Then we had 4 kids. And it was getting pretty crowded in that basement. And then along came a production company from down in DC who wanted to film a show that they were pitching to the DIY network for their Building Off the Grid series. They got a green light for that from them and contacted us and said, hey, we want to film you guys building your house. So all of this stuff kind of came together, and I'm going to talk more about that in some future videos about the whole process of filming the house and the whole production side of things and that whole situation with being on DIY and building off the grid and the whole house construction story and stuff. But we started construction on the house. Stephanie was working full-time at her job. I was not. I had been laid off, and so I was not working at the moment, which kind of worked out timing-wise to build the house, but it also left us with not a lot of money to live off of while we were trying to build a home. We did not want to take out a construction loan. So we were trying to do everything out of pocket. Eventually, the construction went into the winter, and we found ourselves in December, January, February trying to complete the house, and it was getting pretty crazy, and the production company was like, hey, we really need to wrap this up and get our show ready to roll, and we wound up taking out some credit cards and maxing them out to finish construction on the house, just to get everything we needed, do things a little quicker, and bam, we put ourselves into some pretty good credit card debt. So we maxed out credit cards to build the house, and that set us back a bit financially. We were trying to make things work. I was trying to get the YouTube stuff going and everything, but that takes some time, and there was no money coming from that. That's a long ways down the road making money from YouTube. So I was just trying to get it rolling. I had gained some experience from the guys that I had met doing the TV show, and the producer we worked with really encouraged me to pursue the YouTube thing. But I needed a serious job. I needed a real job that I was bringing in a decent paycheck every week so we could get on top of this debt that we had created, that we had accrued while finishing the construction of the house. So along came the opportunity for me to go back on the road building cell phone towers, which is something that I had done previously for another company. And when the opportunity came up to take this position, we decided to go for it and try to make a decent paycheck for the next couple of years and pay this debt down and get ourselves set up so that I could start doing the YouTube thing again. Also, I figured, you know what? I can record some things on the weekend when I'm home. I'll take that footage with me and the laptop, and I'll work in the hotel room, and I'll make some videos, and I'll grow this YouTube thing while I'm working on the road doing this construction job. What I discovered was that it just didn't work. Like, one, between the kids and the animals and everything going on here in the homestead, the weekends were just completely sucked up in trying to get everything stabilized to make it through another week without anything like starving to death or dying or falling apart. And then during the week, even if I had shot something to take with me, we work a lot of hours, get back to the hotel in the evening, we work on the road, so we're gone away from home all week, and get back to the hotel in the evening, and I sit down and my mind is just not in a creative mood to start editing videos. And it just did not work out to produce videos while I was doing this other job. At least not the way that I was hoping it would. So where does that leave us now? For a little over 2 years, I've been working on the road, doing construction. So we've managed to decrease the load of debt we have. And now I'm really trying to make a push to get the YouTube thing going again. So I'm really trying to focus hard on making videos on the weekend and getting them uploaded and starting to produce some stuff, even if it's not the best quality. I have an issue where I just want to put out the best quality ever. I watch people like Peter McKinnon and Make Art Now and Levi Allen, and I'm just like, how do they make videos like this? Of course, they've had their channels going for years now. And they've got a great network of folks they work with to produce that quality of video. And here it's just me doing it myself. So I've got to start where I'm at and just make it happen. So that's what I'm doing. My goal for this channel is to grow it into something really cool where we're producing some great videos. I want to build an online either course or membership site that people can join and be part of and learn the things that I want to teach them. I want to have stuff going here on the homestead, classes and workshops and summer camps and adventure trips and just all kinds. I've got so many ideas, and I'm trying to get things put down on paper, organized, have some goals for this year so we can start moving ahead and not be stuck in this kind of limbo where it's just like we're surviving week to week, working our jobs, coming home, I'm hanging out with the wife and kids and trying to make everything, function and put together correctly, and everything's working right so the homestead survives another week, and then I'm off on the road again, and then I'm coming back and I'm doing it again, and I'm off on the road again, I'm coming back and working on the weekend and off, back and just, so I'm sick of it. I watch my kids grow up on Saturdays and Sundays, and that's it. And I want to be home with my family. I want to be making a living on this property. That's why that was our original intention in buying this land, was that folks asked us. We were searching for land for a couple of years. Stephanie and I, we moved back from out west, and we came back and decided to be near family here in New England, and looked for property. And people were like, why don't you just buy a home? Just buy a home and just, settle down and have a place and, and stuff, and a place that's yours. And why are you trying to buy a piece of land? It's so hard. You gotta come up with all this. And I wanted a piece I didn't want a piece of property that I could live on, like a home and a little backyard and, we can live there. I wanted a piece of land that I could make a living on and that I could create something where people could come and learn about creation, develop this relationship with our creator, be immersed in the outdoors and on this homestead, this kind of natural, primitive, self-reliant homestead, and get have great adventures in the forests and the woods and learn a bunch of stuff and get really connected to nature. That was my goal. I wanted some place that I just didn't live on, but I actually made a living from. And so we bought this land in 2010, and it's been wonderful experience, but it's also been an incredible struggle. And I really want to tell more of that story because I think it's an inspiration to folks who are trying to leave the rat race and go off and homestead. There's a huge movement in that right now, and I really want to tell our story to help encourage people and maybe maybe hopefully help them avoid some of the mistakes that we made. One of the biggest mistakes we made, too much debt. We got into this with student loans, medical bills, credit card debt, car loans, a mortgage on the property. And so for the last, 2010, 12 years, almost 12 years, we've just been chasing it, just chasing the money, just trying to find the money to keep it going. So I spend as much time as I can working on the homestead, and literally, I mean, on weekends, I've not slept and I've worked 24 hours straight just working on stuff and trying to get things done on the homestead before I go back on the road to work. And it's just, a lot of work, a lot of struggle, but it's been good. We've learned a lot. I really enjoy hard work. So it's not the worst thing to me, but it's discouraging to folks to realize that it takes that much work and it's that hard of a process. And I want to share our story with you all so that I can help encourage you and inspire you to pursue your dream of maybe having a homestead and living more self-reliant. But yes, my number one advice, which I wasn't intending to share in this video, is get control of the debt, or it'll control you. That's it. Just you're going to be a slave to the debt, and you won't have the opportunity to progress the way you'd like to on your homestead or your adventure if you don't get that debt under control from the beginning. Like really try to tackle that. I know it's hard, trust me. I know it's extremely hard. It's so difficult, and it's so easy to get credit these days and to just go dump a bunch of stuff on a credit card and just be like, oh yeah, I'll make that minimum payment, and man, it eats you alive. So just watch that. That's where we're at. We are surviving on the homestead, and I am continuing to work on the road for a little bit longer because we can't sacrifice that income at the moment, but I'm starting to produce videos again. I'm going to put this one out. I'm going to edit this. We're going to get it out there on YouTube. I've got more ideas for more videos coming down the road, and hopefully we can start producing something every week. Don't hold me to that because, like I said, things are crazy right now. So, but winter's over. I don't have so much stress of trying to feed everything and deal with the snow and all that. Hopefully, as we move into spring, I'll have a little bit more opportunity to get outside and film some stuff and start producing some videos to share with you guys. And I'm going to put out another video coming soon about my philosophy for Creation Bound. How it started, where I came up with the idea, and what my goals are for it in the future, and just kind of that whole overall picture, so you can get a good idea of the philosophy and the idea behind it. If all of this sounds really interesting to you and you like the idea of what Creation Bound is all about, and you want to stay tuned for what we have coming in the future, definitely subscribe to the channel and like this video, share it with your friends who might be interested, and you know what? We will see you in the next one. All right, get out there. Those are the coyotes, and they're right down, not very far from where we have our sheep penned up. I think I gotta go chase some coyotes off. Yeah, I hear the kids yelling at them. Oh, I hear it. There it was again. Listen to that. You can hear Tristan yelling from the house. So the coyotes, they were right down here, just in the woods. Yeah, so bam, right there, that shelter, that's where the sheep are. And the coyotes aren't very far. So I'm just gonna yell a bit. Hey, coyote, yo, dog, hey, dog, get, dog, get. I like the coyotes. They're pretty cool, but they definitely do a lot of damage to our livestock. One of the reasons we have our Great Pyrenees is because the first year we were living here, we got some chickens. Tristan's yelling at him from up at the house, screaming at the coyotes. So we got some chickens the first year we were living here, and we lost every single one of our chickens that summer to coyotes. So we got a Great Pyrenees pup and have not lost an animal to coyotes since. Now, we got Holly, our first Pyrenees, and several years when we first moved here. She's getting up to, she's 13 years old now. She's getting up there, and we're concerned about how much longer we're going to have her around. So we just got ourselves another Pyrenees pup just recently to raise with Holly, so that we, because Holly's been such a great dog, we wanted to get a pup that before Holly was gone that we could raise with her, and she could kind of mentor on how to be a great homestead dog for us. So now we have Holly and Aspen, our two Great Pyrenees. Man, I'm just looking at the land, how torn up, and the sheep really hit this hard. We didn't have a way to keep them off of this. We were trying to avoid buying hay as long as we could last year. So we hit this area pretty hard with the grazing, and they definitely ate the grass down to nothing, down to the roots. So yeah, we're gonna have a slow start to growing grass this year, which is kind of a bummer. But things are what they are. What's up, Tristan? Were you screaming at those coyotes?
Yeah. Are you feeling ready?
Yeah. Reinforcements. Look at that cute little puppy dog.
Yeah, Aspen kept biting baby sheep's legs, and I'd be like, "No, Aspen, no!" And then she would like look at me and like just sit down. And then as soon as I started moving again to get the baby sheep back in her pen, she would get up and start chasing me again. Sounds like she has a really bad sore throat. She's like, "Bleh."